I start, I want to ask anybody that has a minor here, I advise that you remove your minor from the room during this. All right, good evening. I'm here to ask that you revise or create a policy on how books are purchased and put into our schools. We need one policy that applies to all the schools in the district because it's currently inconsistent. Are librarians and educators ordering books because they're told to or because they've seen a recommendation? I doubt the book Oryx and Crake was purchased after someone actually read it and thought it would be quality content for our students. Oryx and Crake, reviewed by booklooks.org, was rated, quote, not for minors, end quote. Yet it was purchased with our tax dollars and put into our school libraries. This book contains alcohol, drug use, sexual activity with children, trafficking children for sex, suicide, and explicit bestiality. Do you find this to be pedophilia? I do. Here's some examples from the book. Page 59. Quote, let's pretend I'm here with you, big butt and all, getting ready to suck your brains right out your dick. Page 118, quote, it was hot as hell outside, the two of them watching porn in Craig's room. Still, they dutifully lit up a joint and started surfing. They checked into Tart of the Day, which featured elaborate confectionery of the usual orifices, then went to super swallowers, then to a Russian site that employed ex-acrobats, ballerinas, and contortionists. Whoever said a guy can't suck his own dick? Then they went to Hot Tots, a global sex trotting site. Some more from page 118. The locations were supposed to be countries where life was cheap and kids were plentiful, where you could buy any of them you wanted. This was how two of them first saw Oryx. She was only about 8, or looked 8. They could never find out for certain how old she'd been then. Her name wasn't Oryx. She didn't have a name. She was just another little girl on a porno site. She was small-boned and exquisite, and naked like the rest of them, with nothing on her but a garland of flowers and a pink hair ribbon, frequent props on the sex kitty sites. She was on her knees with another little girl on either side of her, positioned in front of the standard gargantuan male torso, a life-sized man shipwrecked on an island of delicious midgets. The three of them were going over the guy with their kittenish tongues and their tiny fingers, giving them a thorough workout to the sounds of moans and giggles. The giggles must have been recorded because they weren't coming from the three girls. They looked frightened and one of them was crying. Every so often he froze frames. By now he had a small archive of them. Sometimes he'd print them out and give a copy to Jimmy. Page 166, quote, the brother would be sold to a pimp, they said, a pimp for hairy white foreign men, or bearded brown men, or fat yellow men, and kind of men who liked little boys. They described in detail what these men would do. They laughed about it. He would be a melon bum boy, they said. That's what boys like him were called. Firm and round on the outside, soft and sweet on the inside.
Your time has expired.
Why are you allowing pedophilia?
Your time has expired. Thank you.